What if you are not married and have only lived together for a year? Is that person entitled to a part of the property? So I'm assuming this means that person being the person who's lived with a property owner for a year. So let's say you're in some type of a relationship, but you're obviously not legally married. The person who you live with owns real property, so they own property that you live in, and you've lived in this property for a year, but again, you're not married, you're just in a relationship. So yeah, you don't have any rights to the property in this scenario. Now, unless the person who you're living with created a will and left the property to you in their will, or better yet, created a trust and made sure that you could inherit the property through the trust, or at least gave you some kind of right to reside in the property in the trust. In those instances, then yeah, you would have something. But there's nothing under the law that would give you any rights in the property just because you live there, or you cohabitate with somebody who owns the property. So in instances like this, and this is actually a really good point, because we see this a lot in my practice. There's lots of people who live together for years and years and years and choose not to get married, but they spend a lot of time together. They live together, and the property that they live in is often only in one of their names. So in instances like this, it is very, very important to have the proper estate planning documents in place. You want to make sure you either have a trust, and that property is going to be able to pass to the person who has been your significant other for several years, if that's what you want. In Florida, we have these great deeds called ladybird deeds, so you can utilize those. But this is really important, because if you don't do something about it through legal documents, through the right estate planning, the law is not going to step in and handle this situation for you, assuming that what you want is to make sure that the person who you've been with, your significant other, is taken care of. If you do want them to inherit your property, or at least get to reside in it, or inherit other assets, you absolutely have to make sure you do this through the proper legal documents. All right, I hope this helps. If you have more questions like this or any other estate planning, elder law, probate needs, please contact our office, atCAUSE Law Office. The link is in my bio.